So good morning to all. In the previous section, in the previous lecture, we have seen how the diode acts as a rectifier and what is meant by positive forward bias and what is meant by reverse bias we have seen. So today we are going to see diode has some resistance. How it is has some resistance, what are the resistance the diode has, you will see right now. So for example, to understand this concept, I am assuming one example here. Simple example. So I am taking 5 ohm resistor and 5 volts battery. So what is the current flowing through this 5 ohm resistor? What is the current flowing through this 5 ohm resistor? According to Ohm's law, I is equals to V by R, which is equals to 5 by 5, which is equals to 1 amp current flowing through this resistor. For example, if I connect a single wire to this voltage source, what is the current flowing through this resistor? Again, this is also 5 volts battery. What is the current flowing through this resistor? I is equals to V by R. Here we are not mentioning any ohms, 5 ohm or 2 ohms, we don't know. That's why 5 divided by, I am assuming this is a 0, infinity. So infinity current flowing through the any circuit means it is impossible. We cannot measure it don't have any application. It is nothing but a short circuit. In the short circuit, maximum current flows through the diode. In the short circuit, maximum current flows through the diode. The voltage across short circuit is 0 because at this terminal and at this terminal both are same. Why? Because they are shorted now. That's why voltage across this and this is same. That's why no potential difference is there. No current flows through the diode. Infinite current means we cannot say infinite current, which is impossible. So the point to be understand from these two examples is are just any circuit, if current is flowing means it should have some resistance, then only some current will flow. Otherwise, if infinite current is flowing means we cannot measure and we cannot see, we can delete that type of situations. We are not assuming that that situation also happen. So similarly, whatever the examples we are discussing now, these examples will be based on the diode resistance. So the topic name is diode resistances. Diode resistances. Diode resistances. Is the diode acts as a resistor? Maybe. Depends on situation, it may act as a resistor or it may act as a capacitor also. Different diodes are there. For example, if we consider the varactor diode, it is acts as a high frequency switch. Depends on the capacity itself again. What the capacitor mean? Wherever the two plates are there, if in between them some capacity, some charge will be changing means we can say it is a some capacitor. In between two plates, if energy is stored means we can say it is a capacitor. So if you see this p-n junction diode, what happens in the depletion region? Depletion region, one plate is two plates are acts as a two plates the capacitor. In the p-type as well as n-type, some depletion region has two regions, two plates now. These two plates acts as a capacitor of the two plates, and the in between the depletion region, in between some energy is there. That energy is said to be capacitance. So that energy is a charge. So now right now we will go for this diode resistance. Diode has mainly two types of resistance. How it has two types of resistance is, first one is forward resistance. First one is forward resistance, and second one is reverse resistance. And second one is reverse resistance. What is meant by forward resistance? What is meant by forward resistance? When we connect the diode in forward bias condition, like when I am connecting this diode in the forward bias condition, this is anode and this is cathode, this is positive terminal and this is negative terminal. When I am connecting this V anode is greater than the V cathode, the diode will be in the forward bias condition. When the anode voltage is less than the V cathode, the diode will be in the reverse bias condition. We have seen already. So when we are connecting this diode in the forward bias condition, what happens is the current will be flowing like this. The current will be flowing like this. Depends on this 0.3 volts or 0.7 volts, which means depends on the semiconductor material, whether it may be silicon or whether it may be germanium. Depends on the semiconductor material, the current would flow through the semiconductor, which means here, for example, if I applying the forward voltage is equal to 0.1 volt, there is no current flowing through the diode, means there is some opposition takes place. If I increase the 0.2 volts also, there is no sufficient current, which means opposition is more when compared to this voltage. If I increase again 0.2, 0.3 volts or 0.4 volts, depends on the semiconductor, current is flowing through the diode. That's why the point to be remembered here is, in the forward bias condition, it possesses two types of resistances. Again, the forward bias resistance are two types. One is static resistance. One is static resistance, and second one is a dynamic resistance. One is static resistance and second one is dynamic resistance. You may get the doubt, sir, how it is acts as a resistor means. For example, if we consider this forward bias condition again, forward bias condition, internal structure, when we see the construction. So this is a p-type semiconductor and this is a n-type semiconductor. In the forward bias condition, this external voltage is in opposition to the built-in voltage. This electric field is this direction and this electric field is in this direction. That's why when I increase the external voltage, that is forward voltage, when I increase the forward voltage, this depletion region width will be decreases. When this depletion region width will be zero, almost all the holes cross the junction and electrons cross the junction. Meanwhile, when I increase the voltage, what happens is, these holes, when the holes cross the junction, while they are crossing, some collisions will take place. Due to this collisions, what happens is, some energy, the charge carriers have some energy, the energy will be lost in the form of heat. That type of heat is said to be resistor property, because resistor, how the resistor is, resistor dissipates the energy in the form of heat only. If you consider simple bulb, after growing a long time for a bulb, if you consider, for example, just now we switch on the bulb, if I put the same bulb in the after half an hour, when I touch the bulb, it will be heated, because here the bulb is acts as a resistor. It will be dissipated energy in the form of heat only. So that is the property of the resistor. Here also some energy will be released in the form of heat. We can say some opposition takes place. That opposition is said to be resistor here. You don't go in depth, just understand like that only. Okay. So static resistance. When we say static resistance and when we say dynamic resistance, it's simple example. Simple. So static resistance. When we say static resistance is when the diode is connected with DC source, DC current flowing through the resistor, DC current flowing through the resistor, which means, what is meant by static resistance means, it can be represented either small r or capital R. We can, capital R is equals to DC voltage divided by DC current. DC voltage divided by DC current, or it can be defined as, it is the ratio of DC voltage. It is the ratio of DC voltage to the DC current. DC voltage to the DC current. Which means what happens when the diode is connected with the DC source. While we are discussing DC and AC, DC is nothing but a constant and AC is nothing but it will vary with respect to time. We have seen other waveforms also. So here what happens is, in the static resistance, when the diode is connected with the battery, in the forward bias condition, when the current is flowing through that, it will possess some resistance. That resistance is said to be static resistance. You have to understand. That's it. Next, what is meant by dynamic resistance? Dynamic resistance is, static means constant, dynamic resistance means varying. So if you observe here, dynamic resistance. So as we have seen this dynamic resistance, so it is the resistance offered by the diode. It is the resistance offered by the PN junction diode. This is the resistance offered by the PN junction diode when it is connected with when it is connected with AC source. AC source. When it is connected with AC source, what happens to the AC source is, for example, if you see a VI characteristics, if it is a DC source, what happens? Up to 0.3 volts, no current. After 0.3 volts also, if I increase, the current will increase like this. But when I apply AC source will changes with respect to time. Whereas DC source, it is constant with respect to time. That's why some variations may be there in the amplitude. This variations, this is time axis and this is voltage axis. Due to these variations in the time axis, this is due to variations in the amplitude. What happens is, the current may increase or decrease. It will changes like this. It will changes like this somewhat. So this is nothing but a V and this is nothing but a I. So dynamic resistance is it is the resistance offered by the PN junction diode when it is connected in AC source. When it is connected with the AC source. When I write the definition, it will be represented as small r. R is equals to, small r is equals to dV by di, or 1 divided by di by dV. So if you draw the graph here again, there may be, compared to the DC source, AC source may changes with respect to voltage, with respect to time axis. That's why voltage may vary when compared to DC. AC voltage may vary more. That's why when the AC voltage changes, AC current is also changes. That's why compared here, it is a very small or very small amount of change. We cannot say this is a change, but due to this, compared to the AC source has more change compared to the DC source. That's why R is equals to 1 dV by di or 1 by di by dV, which means here it is the reciprocal of the slope of the VI characteristics of the PN junction diode. It is the reciprocal of the slope of the VI characteristics, which means slope means y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. But here we are taking 1 by y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. That's why this value will be 1 by slope, we can say. So it has very simple derivation, and after completion of this derivation, we will go for reverse resistor. Very small amount of very small derivation is there. So this derivation will be R is equals to dV by di or 1 by di by dV. So from the diode equation, current equation, while we are writing current equation, this is I naught into e power V by eta Vt minus 1. This is equation number 1, we assume. So if you differentiate this one, di by d, differentiate with respect to V, differentiate with respect to V, di by dV is equals to I naught into e power V by eta Vt into 1 by eta Vt minus 0, which is equals to I naught into e power V by eta Vt divided by eta Vt. This is di by dV is equals to, this is equation number 2, we assume. Equation number 2. So next, from equation 1, I plus I naught is equals to e power I naught into e power V by eta Vt. This is equation number 3. From 1, this can be separated. I naught into e power V by eta Vt minus I naught, we can write like this. And this I naught can be, when we bring this side, I plus I naught is equals to I naught into e power V by eta Vt. So substitute equation 3 in the equation number 2. di by dV is equals to I plus I naught. Replace this I naught into e power V by eta Vt by I plus I naught. I plus I naught divided by eta Vt. This I is a forward current and I naught is a reverse current. That's why it is a greater than I naught. So di by dV is equals to I divided by eta Vt. I divided by dV. But our definition R is equals to dV by dA or 1 by di by dV. That's why R is equals to dV by di or 1 by di by dV is equals to 1 by I by eta Vt divided by I. So this is the derivation for the dynamic resistance. This is the derivation for the dynamic resistance. So here what we can understand is the dynamic resistance is inversely proportional to forward current. You have to understand. So simple example, if anyone asks you what is meant by dynamic resistance, means when the diode is connected with the AC source, or when the diode is connected with the AC source, and when it is operating in the forward bias condition, then resistance offered by the diode is said to be dynamic resistance. That's what you have to remember. So what is the derivation for what is the formula for the dynamic resistance, means R is equals to eta Vt by I. This eta is the ideality factor and Vt is the thermal voltage. Vt is the thermal voltage. Vt is equals to T divided by 11,600. We have seen many times here. At room temperature, this Vt value will be 0.26 millivolts. 0.026, not 26. 0.026 volts or 26 millivolts. This value will be. So if anybody asks you what are the resistance possessed by the diode, means diode has two types of resistance mainly. One is forward bias resistance and second one is reverse bias resistance. In the forward bias resistance, again it is reacts with a different way. When it is connected with the DC source, it will possess static resistance. When it is connected with the AC source, it will possess dynamic resistance. So what is the static resistance, means R is equals to V by I, and what is the dynamic resistance, means dynamic resistance is the resistance when the diode is connected with the AC source and it is operated in a forward bias. It possesses the dynamic resistance. That's what you have to remember. So the dynamic resistance R is equals to eta into Vt by I, and this dynamic resistance is inversely proportional to current I. You have to remember. So this is a derivation. And next, reverse resistance. What is meant by reverse resistance? Here, in the reverse bias condition, diode possesses very small amount of current, or diode allows very small amount of current. When the current is low, means is the resistance is high or low? Yes, is the resistance is high or low? Absolute resistance is, so V is equals to IR. I is equals to V by R, means resistance is small, means because current is decreased, means what happens? Resistance is increases. That's why in the reverse bias condition, I am talking about reverse resistance. What happens in the reverse resistance? There is no derivation for this, just theoretical part we have to see. So in the reverse bias resistance, when the diode is connected in reverse bias condition, what happens? This depletion region width will be increased compared to forward bias condition. When this depletion region width is increased, what happens? This depletion region width will be increased. There is no chance to move from holes to p to n side and electrons from n to p side. That's why this depletion is increased, means when I increase the voltage, again the built-in voltage is increased. When I increase the voltage, built-in potential is increased. But the barrier is increased, but there is no way to cross the electrons from n to p and holes from p to n. But due to this electric field, what happens? These holes, whatever the magnetic air is present in the n type and whatever the magnetic air electrons present in the p type, they move and give very small amount of current. That current will be microamps per germanium and nanoamps per silicon. So that's why what happens? This microamps per germanium and nanoamps per silicon means this is very small amount of current. That's why the current will be here. In the reverse resistance, what happens? What we have to write the definition is, when the diode is connected in reverse bias condition, when the diode is connected in reverse bias condition, it possesses or it flows very small amount of current. It possesses reverse resistance. Simply, it possesses reverse resistance. It possesses a reverse resistance, and compared to the forward resistance, reverse resistance is very high. It is order of mega ohms. Reverse resistance is very high. Reverse resistance is very high. That is in the order of mega ohms. Reverse resistance is very high. That is in the order of mega ohms. And another important point you have to remember is, this resistance, this reverse saturation current depends on the temperature. That's why reverse resistance also depends on the temperature. depends on temperature. When the reverse resistance is depends on the temperature means when the temperature is increased, reverse current increase means reverse resistance decreases. That's what you have to remember. Okay. In the reverse bias condition, sometimes diode may act as a open circuit, or sometimes diode may act as a very high resistance. It possesses very high resistance. That's why instead of using diode, we can place some resistance, very high resistance, that is in the order of mega ohms. Okay, that's what you have to remember. This is about the diode resistances.